There is a big shift happening right now in software development. AI is no longer just helping us write code. It is starting to execute tasks, automate workflows, and interact directly with our systems. What if an AI could actually control your computer, deploy your code, manage your server, answer your messages, and basically work like a digital employee for you? That is exactly the promise of OpenClaw. But here are some things you should be concerned about. These agents can burn through money incredibly fast. They can access sensitive data, and if you're not careful, you might give an AI more control over your system than you intended. Now let's test OpenClaw. Will it run on a VPS server or fully locally? We will find out. I'm not using some crazy high-end server here because most beginners won't start there neither. I've used a basic hosting or VPS for older projects before, so let's see how this one performs. First, I'm a bit concerned about security. Therefore, I'm going to run OpenClaw on a VPS. A VPS is basically a remote server, kind of like having another computer somewhere else on the internet. And the big advantage is isolation. If something goes wrong or the agent behaves unexpectedly, it's contained in that environment instead of affecting your personal machine. That already makes me feel a lot more comfortable experimenting. Another big reason is availability. If you run OpenClaw locally, your automation only works while your computer is on, connected and stable. The moment you close your laptop, you restart the system or lose internet, your AI agent basically stops existing. On a VPS, it can run 24/7. It's the basic KVM1 plan with 1 CPU core, 4 GB RAM, 15 GB storage and 4 TB bandwidth. Definitely not a powerhouse, but it's enough for lightweight AI automation. This isn't a GPU AI workstation. It's more like an automation control node. Let's test how it performs. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is install an operating system on my VPS. I'm choosing Ubuntu and specifically the plain server version because I'll be accessing it remotely via SSH, so I don't need a graphical interface. The latest stable release, Ubuntu 24.04, works perfectly for this. After setting a root password, the operating system installation takes roughly 10 minutes. Once that's done, we need to connect to the VPS. We do that using SSH with a service IP address in the terminal. After entering the password, we're logged into the VPS and can run commands remotely. First thing I like to do is update everything. Sudo update and sudo upgrade. Then I make sure Python is installed and check the version. Next we'll set up Ollama and OpenClaw. Using this URL, we run an install shell script that installs Ollama directly on the VPS. Then we do basically the same thing for OpenClaw. During installation, you might see a warning saying this isn't typical software. It can be powerful and potentially risky because it can control parts of your system. That's normal here, just be aware of it. For setup, I'll choose Quick Start and skip the model authentication provider for now. You can select a default language modulator. I'll configure that afterwards. Now comes the fun part. We can connect this OpenClaw instance running on the VPS to a Telegram bot so we can interact with it on the go. On Telegram, search for BotFather. That lets you create a bot and gives you a token. Paste that token into OpenClaw and you can enable different skills. Skills are basically small add-ons that extend what OpenClaw can do. Things like browsing the web, taking notes, installing programs and more. But there's a small problem. The URL starts with 127.0.0.1, which is the local host on the server, plus port 18789, where OpenClaw is running. That works on the server itself. But I'm sitting here right now on my MacBook, in my own network, not in front of the server. So we need an SSH tunnel. Here's the command. This command connects you securely to the VPS using SSH. After entering the password, it actually shows the OpenClaw web UI running on the VPS. If you see the Health OK icon in the right top, everything's working. Earlier, I skipped the language model. Let's fix that. I'm using Ollama with the Kimi K2 cloud model. This basically creates a bridge so I can use the language model locally while it actually runs in the cloud. When I run Ollama run Kimi K2 cloud, I get a URL to open in my browser where I log into my Ollama account. The model itself isn't running on my VPS. I tested smaller models like Gwen2 locally, but they didn't run properly. Probably because this VPS only has about 4 GB of VRAM, which is a bottleneck. So I'm relying on a cloud model instead. After logging in, I connect the device. To make Kimi the default model for OpenClaw, I use Ollama launch OpenClaw and config. But make sure you run this in the same SSH session where the tunnel is active. You'll see the root at prompt in the terminal. Then set Kimi as a default model and go back to the web UI. Click New Session and OpenClaw starts up. There are several markdown config files, for example something like a soul file, which basically defines how OpenClaw behaves, what knowledge it has, its tone, boundaries and personality. You can tweak all of that. One important drawback. Here's something to keep in mind. When I checked Ollama cloud usage in the settings, I noticed that this setup already used about 2% of my free quota after just a few hours. At one point, OpenClaw lost connection and I couldn't talk to it via Telegram. I simply typed "fix this issue," which triggered more model usage. And that consumed a noticeably chunk of my remaining quota. Eventually it worked again, but just to be aware, cloud models can eat through your free credits pretty quickly. Now let's test a local model. Local models usually run a bit slower. Response can take longer compared to cloud models, but for basic automation and experimentation they can work really well. This time I'm installing Ollama locally on my MacBook, not on the VPS. For the model I'm choosing something smaller. Gwen2.5 coder with 7 billion parameters is a good candidate. It's around 4.7 GB in size and should run fine on a MacBook with 16 GB of RAM and an M-series chip like the M4. Another option could be Gwen3. You can experiment and see which model works best for you. You can trigger bigger models, but there's a catch. Disk space can quickly become an issue. In my case, I moved the models to an external SSD. I'll link a tutorial if you want to do the same. At this point, you can already use the LLM directly in the terminal. Next, I install OpenClaw locally. That starts the setup wizard, which is basically the same process we saw earlier on the VPS. Choosing the model, configuring Telegram, and so on. Initially, I ran into some configuration issue in the web UI. Increasing the context length to 64,000 tokens and relaunching it with Ollama launch OpenClaw config fixed it for me. Now I can chat with the local LLM running directly on my MacBook. But there is one downside. My computer has to stay powered on and connected to the internet if I want to use the bot remotely. That's actually why more and more people are buying Mac Minis with the M series chips as dedicated local AI servers. They are relatively efficient and powerful enough for self-hosting setups like this. I was able to interact with OpenClaw, although I was still cautious about how much system access I want to give it. My initial test summarizing a YouTube video was pretty basic, honestly. To unlock full capabilities like web browsing or deep automation, I'd need to grant more permissions, and that's something you should always consider. Most people know AI like ChatGPT, Claude, or editors like Cursor or Anti-Gravity. You ask a question, you get an answer, you type in what you want, and the AI creates your website. But OpenClaw is different because it's an AI agent framework that can run 24/7 on a machine. That means the AI doesn't just answer questions, it can actually take actions, even proactive. The first major feature, it can run terminal commands. It can interact with files, connect to APIs, automate your workflows, and control messaging platforms like Telegram, WhatsApp, or Discord. And it can also help you deploy the software or monitor servers. So instead of saying, how do I deploy an app? You could say, just deploy my app to my VPS and let me know when it's done. Or you could ask, summarize my current YouTube feed or create a dashboard showing my stats. And the AI agent will try to actually execute that. Feature number 2, it has a heartbeat, meaning the assistant runs in a set interval. Per default, it is 30 minutes. A heartbeat is just a regular pulse where your agent checks a short checklist and decides one of two things. If nothing has changed, the reply is heartbeat okay. Something needs attention, send a short alert and dive deeper into work. But keep in mind that short intervals may result in high costs, wasted compute and API calls. Feature number 3, persistent memory. OpenClaw remembers past conversations and user preferences over the long term, storing them in the local Markdown files, like soul.md, which defines the vibe of your chatbot, or tools which defines how tools work. Feature number 4, and this is in my opinion crucial, you can choose the models you want the agent to use. This is the most significant expense. OpenClaw itself is free and open source, but it relies on external AI models accessed through APIs. You can either host local LLMs on your machine or pay for a subscription to a hosted service. Keep in mind, its heartbeat feature can consume tokens quickly. The estimated costs are roughly from $5 to $100 a day. And because OpenClaw is open source, you can run it locally, connect your own models, customize workflows, and keep more control compared to purely cloud-based solutions. But the trade-off is that setup, maintenance, and security are fully your responsibility. And that's a pretty big shift from AI assistant to AI operator. So the big question is, are AI agents like OpenClaw the next big productivity tool? Or are we giving up more control than we realize? So the real question isn't, can it do it? It's, should you trust it to do it?